So, I wanted to talk about something that's fairly personal to me, related to my past, and just in general, how I am as a person. Basically, when I was younger, when I was, when I wasn't depressed and stuff like that, I'd say around middle school, I wanted to be an overachiever. Like, what I wanted to do is I wanted to start right then getting ahead in life. And really, ideally, what I wanted to do was, oh, there's Village. It's good since I didn't have a bed. And I think this is going to be one of my more interesting topics. I can't believe I haven't told this yet. I really wanted a head start in life. But I was in middle school. I was 12 years old, so it's like, what am I going to do? I'm just going to try my best in school. For once, by the way, because until I realized that I could do well, I never tried in school at all because for some reason, I just had the notion that I was an idiot during my younger years, up until fifth grade, when I did start doing okay without much effort. Once again, I'm getting sidetracked. But the point is, I really wanted to be an overachiever, but I was young, so I didn't even have that many opportunities to do it. Instead, I just tried to do well in school, and there was one option, which was if I do well enough in middle school, then I get into this high school that's near me that you do have to apply for, and there's a ton of opportunities with it. And things were going really well, just really according to plan. I was really far ahead academically, and I got accepted into this school. And then all of a sudden, like, I got really depressed. Like, for the first time in my life, it was unlike anything I'd ever felt. I mean, I'd been sad before, but, obviously not like this. It was, like, actually crippling my life. And this was near the end of eighth grade. So I went from, like, being like, oh, wow, everything is just easy now, to not turning in anything in school at all. And it was fine because I had already gotten accepted into that high school that I wanted to go to. But like everything just literally everything was difficult. Doing anything was difficult. Also, I'm gonna go grab a bed. I forgot to do that. And then this was around the time COVID started as well. As if it couldn't get worse. So it's like me in already a bad mental state, then had to do school online. And granted, I didn't do horrible in school, but I just felt, and I still do feel really behind. It's like I wanted to be as far ahead as possible, but instead I'm behind socially. I would say academically, but it's like I'm still going to college. It's fine. And I do have a lot of college out of the way because of that school that I went to. But I still just feel behind socially, just mentally, when it comes to maturity. I thought I was going to just be successful, but instead, like right as I started to get success, my brain basically betrayed me, and I just became like a shell of who I was. Like, I almost think me at my peak was when I was 13, right before I became depressed and all that. Like, I've never really recovered. It just changed me. It made everything just so much more complicated. Like, everything felt like just a straight line before that. It's almost like overthinking everything that you do. Man, that's a lot of villages later. But it's like you don't really have to think to, wipe your own ass or brush your teeth. But then all of a sudden you do. And it's almost like some sort of daunting task. And that was basically just what happened to me in my head. And I've noticed like a lot of people I know who are, very smart people always have these mental health issues. And it's almost like trying to stop people from achieving like their success with their potential. But anyway, I hopefully will start to feel more normal and on pace again with college. I'm gonna have to learn how to be a functioning person whether I want to or not. But I can vent about feeling behind. And I already went over this, but yeah, I really feel like I'm behind in basically every aspect of life. Like, well, it's bad to compare yourself to other people, but I'm just thinking about my brother who's 9 years older than me. Like, by the time he was my age, he had done so much more shit than me. And it's not like he was that different in terms of what like he tried to do. And by that I mean, he also played video games and stayed in his room a lot of the time, but just not as bad. I think it's also a mix of me changing and the times changing, but like I've had basically no experiences over the last 5 years that a normal person would have over those years. It's like I might as well still be 14 when it comes to experience that I've had in life. I wanted to be ahead so bad, and now I'm behind like everybody I once knew, or at least I assume I am. I don't know how I wouldn't be unless they went through something very similar to what I did. But it's frustrating. It's like, well, whenever people talk about being a gifted kid and then they just get burnt out and then they end up behind, it's kind of like that, but it was less about other people telling me that I was gifted and more like it was almost like I knew what was going to happen. It was like I'm motivated now to do well or to try and get ahead and try to make progress. But I just couldn't do it then because I was too young. It was like the worst timing possible. As the time was right for me to become motivated and try my ass off, I became less motivated and started trying less. Just because, like, getting older and my brain changing. Like I said earlier, I know that I'm going in circles, but the more that I talk about it, the more that it starts to make sense to me. That's just kind of how I am. The more I think about something, like, I don't really have to learn something necessarily. I just have to think about it, and eventually it'll make sense. And that's what I'm doing right now. So, like I was gonna say, it really did just feel like my own, like, body and mind betrayed me as I was getting older. All the times that I should have been motivated, it didn't matter. And then when it really did matter, I didn't have it anymore. And I get that it isn't all just, random. I get that it isn't all internal and that I should have tried harder. But it's too late now. I mean, I'm ready to start trying harder. I've talked about that before, but I'm still just sad about the way that things turned out. I mean, I feel like I've had very few successes, just in general. I mean, this is going well, this YouTube channel. Oh, what the hell? I did not know about this. What is happening? Sorry, I am not very aware of new Minecraft updates. I have no idea what just happened. I thought I was gonna die. Anyway. That was scary. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, I won't do that again. I lost my train of thought. I don't know if anybody can relate. I feel like it's one of my more relatable topics on here. I don't know. Oh yeah, I was talking about the YouTube channel. This has felt like a success for me. Or I guess this channel and my other channels. I had a lot lower expectations. I was expecting to get 2 views and then just give up at some point. And I'm gonna be honest, like, I was ready to give up until that first video about, like, incels or whatever. That one got a lot of views. Before that, I was totally ready to give up because it was like, the thing is, this is well, now I wouldn't care if I didn't get views because I view this more as a journal than anything. But at the time, I hadn't established what this channel was meant to be. And it was like I was spilling my heart out to nobody. And it felt worse than if I just made, like, gaming content and nobody watched it. It felt like nobody really cared, even though it was just like nobody was even seeing it. But then once that one video blew up, that was when I was like, I'm never gonna quit this channel. That was when I decided, like, no matter what, somebody will watch it, somebody will be interested. And it's worth it to keep going. I'm gonna sleep here. I'm gonna end this. I don't know if this was a good or a bad talk or what. Either way, I appreciate you watching, so goodbye.